going on, everybody? Welcome to your daily astrology horoscope for Thursday, July 21st, 2022. Astrologer Brian Scarborough here, Fixed Air Moon, keeping the collective fixed on astrology. Truly appreciate you all so much. Hope you're doing outstanding on this Thursday. Moon in Taurus, final day of Cancer season. What a comfortable sounding day, right? Well, if you're super comfortable, you might want to sit around the house, be comfortable, and take my class. I got 3 classes up on the website. It's the beginner to reader course. Check it out. There's a link down below. This week will be week 4 of that class, and we're really getting into charts, layers, reading. It's going to start getting very cool. I'm looking forward to it. So if you haven't joined, check it out. You can catch up on all the other classes on such a lazy, maybe feeling day. Maybe not. Moon will be with Mars. Let's take a look at that astrology for today. Final day of Cancer season and Sun Saris. Lots of supporting energy and, about really your emotions and like moving forward with Cancer season here. We're coming off that opposition to Pluto retrograde in Capricorn, which we will get one more next year. Pluto will be at 29 retrograde. That snuck by me the other day, but I was like, I should look because I was just doing math in my head and my math was a little wrong. So we get one more of these Sun and Cancers opposing, which ironically, the Sun today is at that same degree that it will be at next year in that opposition. Really, a lot of this is about support. A lot of this is about nurturing with Saris there, and at 29 Cancer, it's like intense, but in like a, let me just build a foundation that I feel comfortable with. Let me just support myself. Let me find the things that are nurturing myself. How can I take care of myself better? A lot of this is about how well you take care of yourself, and especially with Venus in Cancer, with Black Moon Lilith, but also the Moon in Taurus with Mars. So we have this really nice reception here with the Moon and Venus being in each other's homes. And they're kind of coming off that sextile early in the morning too. So it's an interesting day because I feel like we do actually want to be a little lazy, but that Moon Mars kind of amps us up, gets our emotions roaring a little bit. Even Mercury in Leo, like we could, be roaring a little bit. We could be wanting to say how we feel or speak up or trying to understand how to build more inner security without this big focus on these big things or this outside presence. Like it's really narrowed down to what's going on inside of you. And I think the more you're able to understand that, especially because even, Mercury and Venus are in this semi-sextile. So the Moon, when it made that nice aspect with a sextile over to Venus, it also squared Mercury. And Mercury is building up towards a square to Mars, building up towards this big square energy to the North Node and Uranus. But it's also building up to this trine over to Jupiter. So, and even Venus is working on that square to Jupiter. So there's a lot of things that are building right now. We're coming up on these big kind of, it can feel like we've been in this moment over the last couple of days of like, yep, things are happening. Today's almost like how do I just find the value in my life, in my personal life? How do I make my life more comfortable? How do I step up for that energy? How do I speak more for that energy? And I think by the end of the day, we get this Moon crossing over the North Node in Uranus. So there is volatility, and I think it's being able to see volatility around you and to still have that nurturing ability to take care of yourself, to feel good, to feel positive, or to make moves in life that are bringing positivity into your life. We're a day away from Leo season. Mercury's in Leo. I think we're definitely trying to understand more happiness and love in our lives. We're definitely trying to go forward into this direction, but it's almost like you just have to be happy with yourself. And I think that it's one of those days where it's like there's so much ability to create something special in your life of value and to really focus on that, but it's just your unique way. And that's even the Moon with Uranus by the end of the night. It's like you got to do something different to take care of yourself. Maybe it's not the way you were taught. Maybe it's not the way society's been programmed. I've been saying that for a while, but there's more unique ways to take care of yourself than what we've been taught. So it's really personal. It's really about coming back into your home in your body here and understanding how to make it better, how to make it more happy, how to make it more fun, more exciting, how to have relationships that are built in that same fashion. And I think that moon Uranus brings up people in our lives too, in the groups and what we're doing and, what kind of future we're literally cultivating here in Taurus. And like, is there a alignment when it comes to the groups in your life and values? And maybe not, maybe there are, maybe, even in the situations where it's not, maybe there's something that's going to innovate for yourself. So I think it's not about being closed off. We want to be like open here, but at the same time, you still have to know your unique code right now. So I think there's only one way to do that. It's really to tap into your feelings and what your body's saying. It's a very sensual day. And I think if you're moving for positivity and moving for anything in life right now that's opening you up physically in a way that lights your body up and lights your emotional centers up. So to me, it's very solar plexus energy, very much so. And sacral too, but it's like, what do you really desire? I think that especially with Mars and Taurus, like we have to be moving in a direction in life right now that is of a strong desire for what we're cultivating, creating, what we can actually have, the physicality of life. And it can make us very strong, but it can also feel like this Taurus energy, this Cancer energy, like, gosh, we can also feel very lazy. So I don't think it's about forcing anything right now, as we just came off a opposition to Pluto, which is like you could be hyper focused on forcing something in life. And that big third quarter square with the moon also square Pluto, like, we learned where we really want to force. We learned where we're forcing too hard, where we're, overcompensating for something in life. And I think it's about tuning a lot of things out to get back to how you're actually feeling today. If your body's feeling like taking a day off, take a day off. If your body's feels like moving slow, move slow. This is a day to find comfort in your life, regardless of what society thinks or the world thinks or your family thinks or your friends think or even your boss thinks. You have to really ask yourself what you're responding to in life right now, and is it of your value nature? And I know that some people aren't even going to want to hear that, right? But that's where this North Node and Uranus are getting ready to come together. And it's going to be the last thing you thought of that's going to change in your life. The thing you thought would never change, that you were going to hold on to forever. That's what's changing. And that's how society is going to move forward, is people aren't going to do the same old anymore. But these are the people that are living by their code, living by their nature, living in their authenticity. They're not just following somebody else or some status quo. They're literally just responding to their life in their most true form. And that's what Leo season is going to help us do. It's going to help us really be in our expressive ego of self and to really help us create from that place. So we're on the cusp of that today, and it's okay to take a turn. It's okay to do something different. Maybe you're someone who never calls in sick to work or would never tell a white lie about calling in sick to work because you just didn't want to go. Today's one of those days where you might just do it. Whatever that example might portray in your life, you're going to do something that makes you feel better today, and that's the right move to do. And it's also one of those times where if you don't, and you settle for less, and you do the thing that you don't want to do, you're going to be frustrated. And you're going to wish that you took better care of yourself on a deeper level instead of for some outside source, commitment that isn't true to who you really are and what you really want to be doing. And that North Node's about to come to 19 degrees. It has been in this third decan area of Taurus since January 18th of this year. So we're finally seeing this new energy as it's approaching Uranus, which is about to station and go retrograde here pretty soon, but it's not going past 18 degrees. And Mars is approaching. We are definitely feeling new energy, and I think that it is about some kind of rebellion in our own personal lives for more quality and more comfort inward, which will reflect in the outward, even if it's not showing up right now, because I know that people could be living through uncomfortable situations in life. But you're only going to get thrown up into the heavens by Uranus if you do the radical thing. And it can strike like lightning. So don't discount yourself today. It's definitely a self-care. Love yourself. That relationship to yourself is so important. How are you taking care of yourself is the theme to today in the astrology. Because if you're taking care of yourself, everything else is going to fall into order. Everything else is going to magnetize towards you. It's this interesting desire that we have that isn't based around who we are and what our design is, that's going to throw us for a loop and piss us off today when we really don't need to be pissed. You know, today's solid for everybody who's really living in their truth, you know, to be completely honest. And that's just the times we're coming into, to be completely honest with you. Like, if you're not in your truth, life's going to get harder and harder and harder and harder to show you where you're not in that, you know, individual sense of self. Which hopefully wakes people up, you know, to be completely honest. Just, it doesn't even have to be anything crazy. Like, that's the thing, is Uranus can be kind of crazy, but sometimes it's just the little knobs and the little tweaks and twists and turns and the weird little things that you wouldn't have expected that are actually what catapult you into the heavens. So really, this next week and a half is going to be a heavy focus on that. And I would say that it starts to, you know, we start to feel that today in a somewhat intense, critical manner of how are we really taking care of ourselves in our life? And is it a quality, nurturing, confident place, or are we kind of doubting ourselves? And I don't think it's a time to be in doubt of yourself right now. It is the opposite, quite the opposite of that. It doesn't matter if you know where you're going or not. It's okay to be in awe every day, as long as you know who you are, and that when something shows up, you know what to agree to and what to disagree to. This will change your life, especially over this next week and a half. In my humble opinion, you all can do what you please. And whatever you do and please, I just hope it brings you happiness and joy and your own sense of purpose. That's all I really want. I just want everybody to do what they want. As I sit here and tell you how I think you should do it. But it's not even how I think you should live. And that's the truth of the matter. It's just how I channel the astrology. So take it or leave it. See what the cards are for today. Wow, 7 of Wands in reverse. I really just think this is saying, like, if you're not going to move in a direction that's bringing you some kind of positivity and valor and strength, you're going to feel like you're losing. And you know what? Sometimes it's taking the L that shows us how to get the W, you know? So for many of us, we have to experience the L so that we knew that, wow, there's a whole nother feeling out there that could bring us so much, you know, sense of self-worth and prestige and creative energy. You know, this is the victory card reversed. So I think it's different turns, it's different twists, it's doing something out of the ordinary that's actually for you and taking care of yourself that does end up bringing that victory to life. We got that because of the 5 of Pentacles in reverse. Oh, yeah. You definitely want to be in that energy today. Not. We definitely don't want to feel like we're some poverty case right now. Like, we're really getting out of that. This is a time to uplift yourself, to support yourself, to love yourself to the highest degree. That's where victory's at. And anybody who's going to play the victim or the martyr or, not make a change to make their life better, have fun. And we got the Four of Swords in reverse. My nose is so itchy. Well, it's not the most comfortable of times. I think that that's what it comes down to, is we know that we have to make uncomfortable decisions to bring in this strong, nurturing, comfortable sort of place in our life, or this foundation. And I think that, sometimes it is about doing something. Sometimes it's not always about playing it safe or relaxing, or taking a day off. It spiritually speaking, because I do think if you need to take a day off, this chart's a good example of taking that day off. I think it's more like you have to do something to take care of yourself. You have to do something to make a change to get more value in your life. If you do, I think that this is where people are going to see, like, oh yeah, if I just stay in this place that I keep not wanting to do, then I'm losing, and I'm feeling frustrated. And I think that there's so much satisfaction right now for anybody who's trying their best to upgrade their life to whatever it is that would make their life better. So I'll pull one more. What is that? Nine of Swords? Nine of Swords in reverse. I think this is about kind of cutting the restraints off. Being able to really understand that there's something that's going to make life better, more happy, more fun, more enjoyable. In any situation that's making you feel maybe tied down and, in a place of anxiety, like, this is kind of the wake up day. And maybe that's even why we got this card, is like, we are, in a sense, waking up to where we have been letting ourselves down because we haven't valued ourselves enough and put ourselves at a high level to be taking all the wins that the universe does want to drop in our lap, especially while Jupiter's still direct. You can, there's still expansion right now, especially for your identification and the story you're creating for yourself. And Mercury's about to make a really nice aspect to that. I think you need to understand how much you're capable of right now and expand on that, and not trip about little things that you think are big things. Okay. I love you all very much. I hope you have a beautiful Thursday, and I'll catch you all for Friday's horoscope tomorrow. Much love. Peace.